How many uncontacted tribes are they aware of?
I think there's like over 100 different groups across the Amazon. You leave the river. Like you could literally walk 15 feet and then be like, I'm just going to come right back. And the jungle will, like Blair, he was like, get out of there. And he was like, because they will use the Tinamu calls. They've taken that to a whole nother level where they can communicate. The tribe showed up and
Joe Rogan couldn't believe what he was hearing. These people violate every law of physics, he said. And he wasn't exaggerating. From tribes that can see underwater like dolphins, to others that jump like human kangaroos, or summon birds with songs. These ancient cultures are doing things science still can't explain. This isn't fantasy, it's real, and it's been happening for centuries. Let's begin with the remarkable Maasai tribe, an indigenous South Sudanese and Nile Valley ethnic tribe that has come to inhabit different parts of Kenya and Tanzania around the African Great Lakes, including central and southern Kenya and northern Tanzania. The way of life of these Maasai people and their unique talents have become a common topic online, on documentaries, and on talk shows. Joe Rogan's podcast also explored the tribe with a guest who studied the ins and outs of the group.
What if a man decides that his gender identity is woman?
Known for their rich culture, huge jewelry, and brightly colored dresses that are usually red, the Maasai people have a noteworthy history, showcasing their strong will, endurance, and resilience in the face of challenges threatening their survival. The Maasai began moving from their northern origins in the 1400s in search of more nutrient-filled lands for agriculture and grazing. Expectedly, the journey was turbulent, but the Maasai managed to scale through, thanks to their industry and ability to get along with other tribes. These also helped them to acquire livestock, especially cattle, an animal that has been the backbone of their existence for many years. In the early 20th century, they were hit by a disturbing wave of diseases and drought, wiping out around half of their population and a large part of their settlements. It would get worse. European settlers soon began arriving in waves. They threatened the livelihood of the Maasai and took over many of their lands. There was no other option but to abandon their best settlements for fear of being completely killed off. This was how they ended up in less fertile regions of Kenya and Tanzania. Even in modern times, wildlife reserves and newer establishments have further limited their activity and ability to expand. However, the Maasai people forged on, earning their place as one of the most remarkable tribes in Africa. Today, they're prominent in regions like the Masai Mara and the Serengeti, developing strong connections to these lands. But it's still far from smooth sailing for the Maasai. Their lands are often under constant threats from predators such as lions and other wild animals that threaten not just them, but also their cattle. Some of these challenges have influenced their semi-nomadic lifestyle. Just as they're moving away from danger, they also search for fertile regions to feed their livestock.
Non-binary.
Come again?
Non-binary? You know, like someone is...
You may be wondering why cattle play a striking role in the story of the Maasai. Cattle aren't just animals or food for this tribe. The cattle are a symbol of affluence. A Maasai's wealth is measured by the number of cattle they own. As a matter of fact, you can make payments to a Maasai using cattle, especially when you have to pay huge sums such as a bride price during a wedding. The cattle are also the primary source of nourishment for the Maasai people. They eat the meat, drink the milk, and use the blood for other delicacies that give them incredible strength and intimidating size.
With the Maasai are really interesting. So I've heard you talk about the Maasai before. The Maasai are really famous for eating milk, blood, and meat, almost exclusively. At least it used to be that way.
They are one of the tallest and strongest groups of people in Africa, thanks to their meals, which are rich in calcium.
When they kill the animal, they eat the blood. No, the Maasai will take an arrow, put it into a live cow's neck, drain some of the blood, then seal it up with some shit.
A key display of their strength is the popular Adamu dance. It involves the Maasai people jumping continuously to great heights without any support. This dance is an essential part of their culture. They use it to graduate into adulthood from childhood in a ceremony known as unoto. No one becomes a warrior among the Maasai without this dance. Even ranks and respect are accorded to the best jumpers. Tourists have always been fascinated by this dance, which is a vital show of strength. An average human can jump around 1 foot high, but among the Maasai, it is common to see people jumping as high as 3 feet. This feat is a marvel for everyone from around the world. It is even more remarkable when you consider the lack of support with the hands as they jump. Scientists are still trying to figure out how the Maasai can pull off these jumping moves. Some say it is connected to their diets, while others opine that the reasons are more rooted in their culture. The Hadza tribe is another tribe that's accomplishing incredible things on the continent of Africa. While the Hadza tribe shares a number of similarities with the Maasai group, they have a distinct feeding style, which is their most common trait. The Hadza tribe, or Hadzabe, consist of hunter-gatherers who feed through foraging. They are descendants of an aboriginal pre-Bantu population in Tanzania, living around the Lake Eyasi Basin and the Rift Valley in Tanzania's Arusha region. The Hadza preserved their specific way of life for thousands of years before succumbing to particular changes in recent times. This tribe has no known genetic relatives, and their language is entirely different.
For over 50,000 years, and only made first contact with the modern world around 150 years ago. They speak Hadzane, a unique language with clicks.
They are one of the last known hunter-gatherers, thriving in Tanzania's savanna. Thanks to many years of mastering their surroundings and relying on naturally available resources for food and protection. Over generations, the Hadza people have passed down ancient skills, as well as an unparalleled knowledge of plants and animals that continue to help them survive their rough terrain. Members of the Hadza tribe are estimated to be around 1,300 in number. They hunt every day looking for animals and never keep food till the next day.
What do they hunt with?
Bow and arrow, like
Homemade bow and arrow?
homemade bow and arrow, like just they take this wood and they spend all day making the arrows. Yup. They use their
They
teeth.
show you?
Yeah,
They show you how they did
I learned
all
how
this?
to.
Their hunting gear consists of crudely made bows from animal tendons and arrows crafted from tree branches. The arrows are also coated with poison from specific trees to increase their chances of striking down their prey while hunting.
There's a plant that they harvest and they do all this stuff to it, and then that's the poison that they put on the tip of the arrow.
Among their culture is the practice of decorating a bow with the skins of the animal it shoots down.
Almost looks like a toy, like you think it wouldn't work. There's
that
one
looks
guy
like
in the
a
village,
toy.
Shawnee, that's so strong that he could shoot the arrow through the fucking kudu. It was like, I don't know.
Catches are often consumed immediately, with the hunters keeping the largest portions. With the dwindling number of animals to shoot down, the Hadza tribe has incorporated other foods into their diet, including fruits, tubers, and berries. However, one of the most loved meals is honey. But wait till you hear how they locate and acquire this food. It's the most outstanding thing ever.
They're biting that honeycomb like it's a snack, and all those bees are on his head.
While beehives are firmly located on tall baobab trees and guarded by an army of bees, it doesn't stop the Hadza from retrieving them for their juice. They freely approach without any attention to the buzzing bees. The bees still attempt to sting them, but after many years of living in the forest, they've developed a thick skin, which helps to ensure the stings are not bothersome to the tribe. But there's something that keeps puzzling scientists about the Hadza people. That's their ability to locate honey with help from birds. Yes, you heard that right. Whenever it's time to snack on honeycombs, all the Hadza people have to do is whistle a particular song to birds. Soon, they arrive to lead the Hadza tribe to the locations of the beehives. This special ability to communicate with birds is not seen in any other tribe in the world. Next, they have to make a large fire to smoke out the bees, retrieve their snacks, and leave the remnants for their companion birds.
In water, the world becomes blurry.
The average human can hold their breath underwater for around 30 to 90 seconds. To achieve a longer time, you'll have to go through months or years of consistent training, and we all know how tedious that can be. Your other option is to use special gear, like divers, that allow you to breathe while in water. However, an incredible tribe has developed the ability to stay underwater for long periods, without any of the options we've just mentioned. No fancy gear, no months of training, yet they can explore the depths of seas and oceans in ways no other tribe can. They are the Mochin people. This amazing Austronesian tribe can breathe underwater for up to 4 minutes. It's unclear where they originated from, but the most reliable information claims they migrated from South China, having settled there between 5,000 and 6,000 years ago as agriculturalists. Today, they are scattered on various South Asian islands with a dense population in the Margu archipelago, which consists of around 800 islands belonging to both Myanmar and Thailand.
The hull is badly damaged. I'll need to have a good look at it before we set out again.
Another detail often debated about the Mochin people is the reason for migrating, with many favoring rising sea levels, also referred to as the sea gypsies. Most of the Mochin live a semi-nomadic lifestyle and are hunter-gatherers. Meanwhile, their hunting and gathering rely on the sea, unlike the Hadza tribe. The Myanmar and Thailand governments have tried to incorporate them into their countries at different times, but they turn down the offer every time, signaling their deep-rootedness for their current way of life. Due to their nomadic ways, the Mochin tribe has been subjected to marginalization and possible extinction throughout the years, and it remains to be seen whether they can turn things around with their numbers increasingly dwindling. They've been the subject of ill treatment, especially from the people of mainland Thailand, but they continue thriving.
Semi-nomadic sea people of the world. And these used to be people who were roaming the sea. They are the last population on Earth.
The Mochin people rely heavily on the sea for food. They fish on the open sea, which constitutes a large part of their diet. They also beachcomb, allowing them to exchange valuable items for other food and resources, like fuel in rare instances where they interact with the outside world. Now to the most remarkable aspect of the Mochin people. No matter how young, each group member can dive into the sea without gear to retrieve fish for their meals. They start doing this at a very young age, helping their body to adapt easily to the water. Hence, they grow up with the ability to stay underwater for long periods. Another incredible fact about the Mochin people is that they can see clearly while swimming. This is another skill they've learned over the years due to spending most of their days underwater. For the average human, seeing underwater is difficult without the right equipment. That's because the eye's cornea is supposed to focus light onto the retina, which is impossible when in water. This isn't the case for Mochin children, who can see clearly as they free dive daily for fish, clams, and other sea delicacies. In 1999, Anna Gislen, a scientist from the University of Lund in Sweden, carried out research on the Mochin tribe. It showed that the Mochin children can maximize the power of their lenses to reduce by constricting their pupils and decreasing their pupils. Gislen and other scientists concluded that this ability could be learned, and they demonstrated it successfully with children not from the Mochin tribe. The Chukchi tribe is a native group of Siberian people who inhabit the Chukchi Peninsula in Russia. This tribe is unlike any other on this list because of their ability to live in one of the coldest regions on Earth. Despite the freezing temperatures of their environment, the Chukchi have survived without help from the outside world for many years. This Siberian group is one of the fiercest in the world, dominating an environment no man would even want to visit for just a day. They've learned the respect of researchers and scientists for their ability to adapt to such a cruel landscape. Having existed in this cold climate for many years, researchers suggest that they must have developed certain traits that help them survive. In the 1970s, the Russian army attacked the Chukchi tribe, intending to subjugate them. Hence, they launched numerous campaigns against the Chukchi, but the tribe surprisingly withstood everything. After 40 years of uninterrupted assault, the Russian army had no other option but to give up and leave their lands. The Chukchi people are renowned for their unmatched energy and endurance. They are no easy tribe to defeat because they are ready to defend what's theirs. With many generations of trying and learning adaptation methods, the Chukchi have different traditions that help them to survive. Their primary food source is hunting, with reindeer being one of the most common animals. The Chukchi have developed a way to hunt their most beloved delicacies by tracking animals, hiding effectively, and pouncing only at the right time. Spiritual belief is another aspect of the Chukchi tribe. They believe that departed souls travel to the polar star, a tradition that draws influence from their surroundings. Chukchi people bury their deceased family members with items believed to assist them on their voyage to the afterlife, showing their dedication to helping one another, whether alive or in death. Other spiritual practices of the Chukchi include rituals, arts, and stories. No doubt, they have a rich heritage, and international bodies are striving to help with the preservation. Now, it's time to explore the superhuman strength expressed by the Mayori tribe. The Mayori tribe were originally inhabitants of Polynesia. They began migration into New Zealand between 1320 and 1350 through canoe voyages. After living independently for centuries, without outside influence, the Mayori settlers developed their distinct culture, language, mythology, costume, and arts. This peculiar culture differentiated them from other Eastern Polynesian cultures. Some migrated to the Chatham Islands and grew in population, eventually becoming the Moriori, the other indigenous Polynesian ethnic group of New Zealand. Behind European New Zealanders, Mayori are the next largest ethnic group in New Zealand. They're scattered all over New Zealand, with a population of around 1 million. Over 170,000 Mayori people can also be found in Australia. They're also in the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, and other regions. The Maoris have a unique heritage stemming from their deep connections to their environment. They are renowned for their strength and sense of community. Despite coming in contact with Europeans since the 18th century, their culture is still a massive part of their everyday life. At the beginning of their association with the Europeans, they conducted trade together and exchanged technologies, but occasionally fights were also a part of the equation. After several tensions that reduced the population of the Mayori in the 1960s, they've recovered over the years, growing close to 1 million in the 21st century. People of the Mayori tribe are expressive, as seen in their music, dance, and cultural displays. Their traditional war dance remains one of the most iconic in the world. Known as haka, the dance is a key part of their culture. It involves strong vocal chants and powerful synchronized movements that are pretty intense. Then there is the fiery facial expression, a profound way of communicating emotions and strong messages. For the Maoris, who are among the strongest tribes on the planet, it's a piece of cake, having mastered the dance for many years. However, dancing isn't the only avenue where the Mayori demonstrate strength. They have a reputation as some of the most terror-inducing tribes in their region. Particularly noteworthy is their dedication to looking the part when it comes to combat. They adorn themselves with striking paintings, contributing to their fear factor. During their war encounters with Europeans, they showcase themselves as a formidable opponent with expertise using various weaponry. Today, they remain prominent in parts of New Zealand.
Yep, there was a Nat Geo photographer who got some incredible photos. They're called the Korai tribe, and he went in there. Took him a while for them to kind of assimilate and get comfortable, and then he got these photos that are just mind.
아직도 돌도끼를 사용하는 이들은 최후의 원시 종족이라 할 수 있는데요.
Let's talk about a tribe whose existence no one knew about until the 1970s. That should give you a glimpse of how isolated the Korai tribe is, also known as the Kolufu. The Korai tribe lives in the southeastern Papua in the Indonesian provinces of South Papua and Highland Papua. Their population is estimated between 4,000 and 4,400. Before 1970, they didn't know about the outside world, and the outside also did not know of the existence of such a tribe. Members of the tribe don't like mixing with people from other communities. They believe outsiders bear evil spirits and will do anything to avoid them.
Kita Korai itu biasa makan begini. Buah merah, sagu.
Some reports suggest that the Korai people still practice ritual cannibalism. Still, anthropological examinations reveal this is no longer the case for parts of the clans that have opened their lands to outsiders. There are also suggestions that the claim is used to encourage tourism. However, they are reported to have practiced cannibalism in the past, a tradition that stemmed from their belief in spirits. If someone among them showed signs of being possessed by an evil spirit, the Korai people would kill and eat such a person to ward off the demon.
Marcus is walking up the steps. He's up there.
The most fascinating aspect of the Korai tribe is their houses. Their isolated forest territories consist of extremely tall tree houses, constructed by the Korai people. Researchers say some of their houses are 100 feet tall. But how did they learn to build such majestic houses without the latest technologies? The answer may be rooted in their years of practice, multiple generations of learning and perfecting their craft. Their structures are built on stilts, and the only access is through a wooden ladder, which was later built alongside the tall buildings. They get poles from the banyan, a common tree in their surroundings. They employ sago leaves for the roofs and tree barks for the walls. But why build houses that tall? It could just be something they enjoy doing. Or maybe they're hiding from outsiders and other wild animals. Despite their long-lasting tradition of staying far away from outsiders, the Korai tribe appears to be integrating into the larger society. Various villages have been built to accommodate them since the 1980s, and some have moved. However, more Korai tribal people have remained in the wild because of the easy access to food, which the settlements do not provide. They're also adapting many traditions from outsiders. For instance, some of the Korai groups have been observed smoking tobacco, but they've not welcomed alcohol.
Machines, but then off in the corner there were these little people, and they were still holding onto their bows and arrows. And you look at them, and as soon as you look at them, they hide. And we were like, who are...
Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest lies the largest collection.
The Mayori, Maasai, and Hadza people have mixed with the outer community to different degrees. But as for the tribes in the Amazon forest, they prefer their old ways of keeping people at arm's length. Also known as Amazonia or the Amazon jungle, the Amazon rainforest is an extensive tropical rainforest in South America. The region is a large area covering parts of Brazil, Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, Peru, Guyana, Venezuela, and Suriname. After studying the forest and its inhabitants for many years, ethnographers describe 30 tribes in the Amazon forest as peaceful. In the early 20th century, 83 others were classified as warlike. One of them is the Wayani or Huarani. The Wayani are an indigenous people of Ecuador's part of the Amazon rainforest, consisting of about 4,000 members who speak Spanish and the Wayani language. They were initially a hunter-gatherer society before their recent shift to keeping settlements. Still, they have turned down advances from the outside world and are instead moving into more secluded areas.
They are caught on camera. Now something astonishing is happening. Some of these hidden tribes are emerging from the forest.
Their Wayani language, also known as Wayos, is utterly different from any other language, setting them apart and highlighting their deliberate decision to do things their way. Meanwhile, staying away from outsiders is not a sign of weakness. They have stood fiercely in combat for many against people trying to invade their lands, whether settlers or indigenous enemies. However, their chosen way of life continues to be threatened by increasing technology. Oil exploration and illegal logging activities are at the top of the list of worries for the Wayani, and it's no wonder they're seeking more isolated locations. They're also changing parts of their lifestyle to help them cope with new realities. That includes abandoning hunting and gathering for the settlement lifestyle. One culture of the Wayani that has remained the same is the refusal to integrate with the large society. To the Wayani, leaving this tradition behind is a dent in their identity, and they choose to prevent it in every possible way. They have a strong relationship with their lands, which deepens their understanding of their surroundings and survival. Like the Amazon rainforest tribes, the cannibals in Papua New Guinea do not welcome outsiders. But while the Wayani warns people attempting to get closer, the Papua New Guinea inhabitants may welcome you, albeit with more sinister plans hatching without your knowledge.
There's one place on Earth left where there's true cannibals. It's Papua New Guinea.
Those sound like very dangerous trips. Like visiting cannibals?
To the cannibals of Papua New Guinea, outsiders are food. This shows a tradition that is not only disturbing but at odds with modern-day practices. However, this tribe's tradition of eating other humans is deeply rooted in certain beliefs. Firstly, they are a tribe with strong connections with traditions. Their culture commands their entire life, and they would do anything to keep it that way. Despite the pace of development and modernization outside their territories, they seem indifferent and would rather stick to their old ways. Papua New Guinea is one of the richest lands in terms of cultural diversity. The region is home to over 900 tribes, 1/3 of which are located in West Papua. Each tribe has its own culture, and the people of each tribe do things independently of those of other tribes.
Where it is practiced to this day.
However, their cultural diversity is both a blessing and a curse. Since gaining independence in 1975, the government has struggled to unite all the many tribes under one shade. Also, these lands aren't safe from the claws of modernization. Agricultural expansion, deforestation, and industrialization have threatened to strip their lands of its uniqueness. The urge to protect their lands has caused some tribes to resort to more desperate measures, even though researchers say these have always been in practice. The Papua New Guinea tribes do not just kill or eat outsiders. There are specific rituals attached that may give some context to their ways. One of the ways they practice cannibalism is by eating the remains of their loved ones. To them, this is a way to keep their spirits alive. They believe burying or cremating the dead makes them food for worms, which they consider disgraceful and demeaning. Instead, they would consume the body to show respect and carry on the memories and duties of their beloved.
Now, how often do they practice cannibalism?
It's not a daily thing. It is a spiritual thing where they actually eat the other.
Thank you. Powerful.
Papua New Guinea cannibals do not eat people every day. The tradition is reserved for special occasions. For instance, after conflicts with other tribes, they might gather the remains of their enemies and consume them to confirm their victory and chase evil spirits away.
They get that version of mad cow's disease that cannibals get. Was it Jacobs Creutzfeldt?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it's probably infrequent enough that they're not getting it. Because like in the South Pacific, they got that all the time, but they were eating each other like all the time.
Cannibalism has been linked with certain diseases, but the Papua New Guinea cannibals are able to escape that downside. According to a guest on the Joe Rogan show, this may be because they don't eat humans every time.
Not like a daily thing. It's not like they're going out hunting each other. It's more like when these things occur, they have to eat a certain kill or a certain body to keep evil spirits.
It has also been suggested that their guts have special microbes that help them break down this strange diet.
The Pygmies have no rights in Uganda. This band was granted unfarmable land on the top of a hill in return for fighting in tribal battles many years ago.
The African Pygmies, also known as Congo Pygmies, are a group of tribes native to the Congo Basin and other parts of Central Africa. These people have many names, including Central African Foragers, African Rainforest Hunter-Gatherers, RHG, and Forest People of Central Africa. While they're divided into 3 groups, they share a unique feature that differentiates them from every other tribe in the world. They have an unusually short stature, which is where their name Pygmies stems from. Pygmyism is an anthropological term used to describe short people. The term pygmy is derived from a Greek word which means dwarf. However, pygmyism is not the same as disproportionate dwarfism, which is a rare occurrence. The pygmies consist of populations who are generally short, with the tallest among them being around 5 feet tall, and the average adult man standing at only 4 feet and 11 inches. The term pygmy is considered derogatory and no longer the preferred way of referring to these people. Because of that, we'll refer to them by their other name, Central African Foragers. This tribe is primarily hunter-gatherers, a lifestyle which influences their look. Most tribe members appear jacked despite being thousands of miles from gym equipment. Sadly, these Central African foragers are usually a target for some cannibalistic tribes. They're considered easy targets because of their height disadvantage.
From the forest. So the forest was everything for them, but now they don't have access to the forest. And they really request to get access at least to those modern.
Being good hunters, they have learned to protect their tribe in various ways. They hunt for different foods, and honey is one of their favorites. They retrieve beehives by burning wood to chase away the bees. Unlike the Hadza people, they don't volunteer their bodies to be stung by bees. The story of the Central African foragers shows a group of people determined to protect their tribe and forage on despite the numerous challenges surrounding them.
Contact party under the administration is always accompanied by security. The arrow-shooting Sentinels are a constant fear.
In the North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, northeastern Indian Ocean, live a unique indigenous people known as the Sentinelese, or Sentinelli, belonging to the Andamanese people class. The Sentinelese are known for being hostile to outsiders. The tribe has had minimal contact with people from outside and is usually not welcoming to them. The first contact with this group was in 1991, when Trilonath Pandit, the director of the Anthropological Survey of India, visited. Another successful visit was made by Madhumala Chattopadhyay, but people have stopped visiting since 1997. Tragically, an American by the name of John Allen Chow, a Christian missionary, was killed on 2018 as he attempted to convert members of the tribe to Christianity. The government of India has declared North Sentinel Island a tribal reserve, prohibiting visitation by outsiders. They currently maintain a constant patrol in the area to keep intruders away. This has helped to keep people away, making the Sentinelese one of the most isolated tribes on the planet. They believe outsiders bring new diseases to their lands. Despite the strong warning by the Sentinelese that they do not want to interact with outsiders, fishermen and poachers still visit the surrounding waters in search of fish and other sea creatures. This has also helped us learn more about this tribe, even when we don't know what they call themselves or their lands. The Sentinelese get food from their forest and surrounding coastal waters. They are nomadic hunter-gatherers. Observers of his tribe suggest a thriving community with healthy men, women, and children. Those are the most amazing groups from all over the world who violated the laws of physics. Perhaps there are other tribes that have yet to be discovered in other remote areas. Trust us to bring them to your knowledge whenever that happens. For now, you can enjoy other amazing videos about other remarkable people and groups on our channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Like this video and use the comments section to share your thoughts. We'd love to know what you think about these tribes. See you next time.